Good morning, sir. Good morning, Jadhav sir.
हॅलो, I'm audible? सर आवाज येतोय माझा? विश्वास सर आवाज येतोय का?
येतोय सर, येतोय.
थँक्यू सो मच. करतो तुम्ही. थँक्यू सो मच.
थोडंसं इको होतंय सर.
इको होतोय का? आता बघा.
हा, क्लिअर
ठीक
क्लिअर.
आहे.
येस सर.
ठीक आहे, चालेल. कधी काय प्रॉब्लेम आला तर प्लीज मला इंटिमेट करा, कारण त्या फ्लो मध्ये असेल आणि नंतर लक्षात नाही ना.
येस सर, येस.
थँक्यू.
येस.
Sir, today you are on leave.
हॅलो, I'm audible? सर मी वर्क फ्रॉम होम मध्येच आहे. आठवड्यात 1 किंवा 2 दिवस जातो ऑफिसला.
अच्छा.
विश्वास सर आवाज येतोय का?
येतोय येतोय सर.
वाढलेलं सेंट्रलाइज लेवलवर काम चालू आहे ना, तर टीम खूप मोठी आहे. मुंबईमध्ये माझ्याकडे ऑलरेडी 5 लोक आहेत आणि ओव्हरऑल 17 ते 18 लोक आहेत आणि 7 ब्रांचेस आलेत ना, तर त्याच्यामुळे माझ्याकडचा जो रोल आहे तो डिसिजन मेकिंग मध्ये जास्ती करून आहे आणि रिसर्च मध्ये. तर थोडासा म्हणजे आज एक मीटिंग आहे ठाण्याला, आमची एक छोटीशी सॅटेलाइट ब्रांच आहे ठाण्याला, मग त्या संदर्भात दुपारच्या नंतर मीटिंग मध्ये असेल, मग तिकडे जाणार आहे. पण जनरली जास्ती करून डिसिजन मेकिंग मध्ये असल्यामुळे मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम कोरोनाच्या पिरियड पासून घरातनच काम चालतं, म्हणून तुम्हाला हा तो घरी पण सेटअप दिसेल पूर्णच.
Yes, sir. येतोय आवाज क्लिअर येतोय ना आता?
येस सर.
Jadhav sir, can we start the meeting?
I'm ready from my side.
Okay. So, good morning, all of you. Good morning, all the dignitaries. Mr. Prahlad Jadhav sir, our principal, Dr. A.M. Sodhi sir, my friend, Mr. Vishwas Hase sir. Today, we are going to organize state-level webinar on legal education and open legal educational resources. And today we have a great personality in the field of library and information science who are working as an associate director Mr. Prahlad Jadhav sir is working as Associate Director, Library in Khaitan and Company Corporate Law Firm since 2006. About his academic profile, Mr. Prahlad Jadhav sir qualified UGC NET exam in the year 2017. He has completed Master in Library and Information Science from Mumbai University, and he's got second rank holder in his batch. Then he has completed postgraduate diploma in Library and Information Management from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Then he has guest lecturer at Yeshwantrao Chavan Mukta University, YCME, for Bachelor of Library and Information Science and Master of Library and Information Science. Then he is also member of he is also BOS member from KG Joshi College of Arts and NG Bedekar College of Commerce Autonomous. And about his publication part, till date he had presented 25 research papers in national, international seminar and conferences, and won the 2-time best paper award for his research paper. About resource person, he has attended some ASC Academy Staff College at Ajmer University, Goa University, Gujarat Central University, Mumbai University, and JNT University, Telangana. And also Maharashtra Government Educational Department, West Zone, Mumbai, for School of Library Science. Then about the accolades, Ambernath Web Award 2022. The said citation is from Dainik Ambernath Janmat on 1st January 2022. Then LIS Excellence Award 2021-22 on account of Teachers Day. Then Valuable Resource Person in LIS domain under the domain of LIS Award 2021-22, initiated by Vertex Research and Technology, Tamil Nadu, India, dated 30th August 2021. Then he has also got COVID Yodha Award 2021 by Vishwabhan Pratishthan, Mumbai. Then he got special award Vishwabhan Pratishthan Mumbai Rotary End Polio campaign, and he's collected and contributed rupees 1,70,000. He has recognized as a 50 eminent librarians in India. Then he got the Dynamic Librarian Legal Domain Award 2020 from Levant Technology Private Limited. Then he got Lifetime Achievement Award 2016, that World Disability Day, 3rd December 2016, by AVS Sanstha Ambernath. Then Special Work Award 2017 by Kaikadi Samaj Yuvak Sangathan, Pune. Then Certificate of Recognition from Kohinoor Business School and Kohinoor Management School in collaboration with BKC Knowledge Network 2022. Shri Prahlad Jadhav sir has delivered more than 95 sessions in various webinars and other formats during the COVID-19 pandemic period. So today we have this great personality and versatile personality in the field of library and information science. So without taking too much time, I request our principal, Dr. A.M. Sodhi sir, for express his views on this webinar. So I request to Dr. A.M. Sodhi sir.
Good morning, sir. Sir, माझा आवाज ऐकू येतोय?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I express warm welcome to today's resource person, Honorable Shri Prahlad Jadhav sir, Associate Director, Library, Khaitan and Company, Mumbai, for sparing valuable time for us. I welcome all the dignitaries and our students, our teachers from other colleges affiliated to Shivaji University for today's online webinar on legal studies regarding the pertinent topic, open access resources which are going to prove as capacity building measures. I welcome Honorable Shri Prahlad Jadhav sir, and I'm sure that our participant students will indeed be benefited by getting to know about the legal resources. The library is heart and soul of any legal institution, an institution of so because I am having to attend one more meeting of principals, without wasting much time, I request Honorable Prahlad Jadhav sir to throw light on the legal resources. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Principal sir. My dear friend Salunke sir, my dearest friend Vishwas Hase sir, and one more personality is there, if I'm not wrong. Dhagle sir is there, I guess. I just saw in the participant list. Another member from Mumbai region, Priti Ahire madam has also joined. So I must thanks each one of you. Second thing, whenever I am invited to talk with the law students, I really feel privileged because I am associated with the Ketan and Company since 2006. Sorry. When I started my career, I was appointed as a librarian in one of the academic college. And within a very short span of time, I got this opportunity to work in a law firm. From then, I was associated with the legal. So whenever there is any opportunity to talk with the law students, law faculty, law librarians, मला कुठेतरी असं वाटतं की ते माझे स्वतःचे गावाचे लोक आहेत. म्हणजे मला असं एक वेगळं आपुलकी आहे. अँड डेफिनेटली लायब्ररियन म्हणलं तर मला, as you all know, I'm very much connected with all the librarians, not only in the corporates, even in the academic also. As our principal sir mentioned, library is the institute, heart of the legal institute. Yes, correctly said, but there is little bit correction, sir. It is not only a heart of the legal institute, it is the heart of any education institute who provides a degree. Now, I want to add one more thing. Even library become very vital resource in the corporate also. So believe me, we had 7 branches in India. Sorry, 7 branches, 6 branches in India and 1 branch in Singapore. We had 18 professional librarians working with us. So we are in the corporates, and we are also give very much importance to the library. So library is not only limited to the academic, they are also playing very huge role in the corporate, in the banking, in the hospital industry, in the financial institutes. So library play a very important role. Definitely there is a huge task for the librarians in terms of digital technology. The reading habits of the student, the reading habits of the readers, the reading habits of the users are declining. But we are very much, smart, and we are very much techno savvy. We are still using our different applications. We are using different resources to increase that also. So I'm really proud to be a librarian, and with kind permission from the management of this college, with kind permission from Salunke sir, I want to share my presentation in front of you. Hopefully this is specifically for the legal student. So the presentation is totally focused on the legal resources, which will be benefited to them in their academic, to use that resource and to get good results. Not only restricted to that, even whenever they are going for the higher studies or going for the working as a professional, definitely such kind of resources will be useful for them. So with your kind permissions, I'll just share my presentation here, and then we can, have a long discussion on this. So I would request it should be it should not be a one-way communication. It should be a two-way communication. So if possible, please, if you have any question, please bother me at any time and ask the questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer your queries. Can anyone confirm whether the screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir, visible.
It is quite good, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So today's topic is legal studies, open legal education resources. Friends, whenever you ask me about the legal, 2 important resources comes in my mind. One is Bare Act and another one is commentary, which is really important. As a lawyers, we have to be very much sure about what resources we have with us. And in academic, mostly what I observe, which may be wrong, due to budget constraints, they are limited to the resources. But believe me, in today's digital revolution, there is no requirement of budget. If you know the resource, if you know how to evaluate that resource, if you know how to access that resource, there is n number of resources available in the legal domain. Only you have to find it. Only you have to use it. Only you have to evaluate. And if you think that resource is important, use by again and again. It will find a lot of good information, a lot of good quality content is available. So without wasting of money, also you are getting a good enough resources. Then why we should worry? So today's topic is totally on the legal education resources, how we can help our users, how we can help our students to get this benefit. Myself, Prahlad, Salunkhe sir had already given you a huge introduction about me. It is not like that. I'm a very, I believe in working. Still, I believe, I have to work. I have to work ground level. Then only I can reach to my user. So whenever I'm in the library, I work with my library attendant, what they are doing, how they are doing, because they are our core. They are our pillar, because they know each and every resource where they had kept in terms of print resources. And in the lunchtime, I purposefully go with the lunch with my colleagues, because they know they can share their what are the plus and what are the minus. So it will be easy for me to understand that. So this is my my way of working. Every time I get a time, I involve with them to get what type of resources they want. So it is my kind request to all the law librarians, those who are working in the institutes, get well versed with the users. Not only with the students, you have to get well versed with your faculties also, because they are your target users. Then only you can satisfy their needs. Otherwise, it will be difficult. And believe me, friends, 1 or 2 or 3 attempts, at the end 4 attempts, you will be very close to them, and they are sharing their requirement. They are sharing their needs to you, which will be helpful to you to prepare yourself for the future role of the librarians. Friends, I want to say you one thing. How's today's students? If you go to any institutes, not only legal institutes, they are very much confused. And why confused? Why it is confused? Because they have lot of work assignment. They have lot of stress. They have lot of targets. They have a lot of expectation from the parents, expectation from the college, expectation from the management of the college. So they want to prove themselves. That's why they are very much confused. Confused in what sense? If they get the work assignment, confused in what sense? Confused in what type of resource should I use? I had purposely used MBBS student here. It is not like that it is only MBBS student, but even if you're going to the arts commerce college, they're also confused when they get the project. What type of resource should I use? Should I approach to the library? Should I approach to the Google? This is the main confusion in their mind. So librarian and library plays a vital role in the development of students, in their project work, in their exams. Friends, believe me, in corporates, the work status is totally different. We have to reach to the users what you want. But you are very lucky, you are very fortunate. Users are coming to the college library. They are asking you, give us the resources. So please use that benefit and provide whatever you have in a very positive way. So they are confused, and who can be solve this confusion to them? The librarian or the library staff, with the help of the resources what they have. So why they are confused? Due to the multiple resources. Yes, in today's, due to technology, definitely print are there, but due to technology also we had multiple resources with us, and that's why the students are confused. What should I do? Teachers are asking us to use such and such books. Librarians are asking us to use such and such databases. So what should I use? So this is the point of confusion where librarian can play an important role to identify a valuable resource to them. Friends, students are they are not aware about all the resources, but teaching faculty, librarian can provide them what they want exactly. So in library science, there is a 5 laws of library science. In that, one of the law is that you have to provide the right user, right book to the right user. In the same way, a right resource to the right user you have to provide. So here, the role of the librarian and the teaching faculty comes, and they have to prove how they are good in this. I had mentioned you about the multiple resources. Of course, there are e-books, books, internet, maps, government reports, standards, newspapers, concept paper, journal articles. So such type of resources is available. Definitely, a layperson will be confused. What should I use? If you ask me, Prahlad, can you give me what are the current news updates which is available on a specific domain? There are multiple resources can I use. For example, newspaper in the print version, e-paper, online newspaper, Google News, or I'll also use the news aggregator also. So I know all this, but I also know how I can fetch all this news from that specific application. So that is also important. So, but for me, because of my experience, I know. For you, because of your experience, you know. But students, they are not expertise, they are not experienced. So here your role is come, which is really important. And that's why I purposefully emphasizing on the librarian's role in providing the right resource to the students. So student and research, if I know what I was doing, I wouldn't call it research. So this is the actual position of the users in the college, because they know, they doesn't know. Even many of them, they doesn't know how to copy paste from the Google. They directly copy, and then at the end of the project submission, they get a problem in the plagiarism issue. So all this issue can be solved by the librarian. You have to take a lot of sessions for them, how they can do the research, how they can go for the writing the project, how they can avoid plagiarism, how they can avoid copyright. So here is the role of the librarian. They can play a very vital role in providing a quality and effective way to write the project without any legal disturbance. Many times if we ask how you start your study, how you start your project, if you ask this question to a student, they directly say, today's students, earlier the answer was different. Earlier when we were there in the college in 1999, when they ask how you can start your project, how you can start your studies, we directly say we will go to the library, we'll take the 5 years question paper and then we'll start our studies. But now the scenario has changed. Student will reply you, revert you, we will go directly to the Google Mamu. So this is the way students are approaching. Even sometime back, a student had tried how to copy assignment without being caught. So these are the searches is available on the Google. So see the dependency of the student on the Google. So friends, here the librarian's role came. I only say Google is not the competitor to the library to a librarian. It is the supplement. So it is totally depending on the librarian how to use that supplement to make your weapon asset stronger. So that's why I'm mentioning purposely Google as a technology, as a supplement to the library or librarian. So confusion in what? What should I use? I should go for the print collection or I should go for the digital collection. That is the confusion comes here. Because they are not know what is the value of the print resources, what is the value of the online resources. Who know? You, me, teachers, faculty, they know because we had experience. So our duty, we have to guide them. Don't be a doctoral research guide. Be a college librarian guide. It means you have to go to their level. What they can understand in that language, you have to explain. So if you explain such scenario in their manner, this confusion will go not for a time being, it will go for a longer way till they complete their education, till they complete their post-graduation, till they go for the job. Till that time, all the confusion will be clear from your side. So be like a friend and guide them. If you ask me what is the research skills of today's students, it will be fine like that. If they go for the doing some research at the end of the day, अरे मैंने इतना कुछ किया, गूगल पे सर्च किया, बुक्स में सर्च किया, मैगजीन में सर्च किया, डेटाबेस में सर्च किया, what I find? Nothing I find. So this is the actual situation of the students in the college days. And another important effect because of this COVID. Yes, we are in the online environment from last 2 years. Still we are opening slowly and steadily. But that 2 years habits can't be changed in a single day. Still people preferring digital technology, online learning mode. Students are very much well versed with the Google, not going to the library because we had closed the library from last 2 years. Definitely in some cases we had opened, but still to go back to the normal, it will take time. So in this all process, a librarian can play a vital role. So my more focus is on the library and the librarian. So emphasize the students to start their project, to start their studies with the library. Why only library? Because library is the center point of all the resources where you can meet, where you can discuss, where you can get evaluated resources at a central place. Because library will not spend anything without there is a reason. Because there is a lot of efforts are taken by the librarians to evaluate the resource, then only they will take. Many of us doesn't know what type of books available in the library, what type of databases which is subscribed by the library. So that is the role of the users. They have to come to the library. They have to discuss with the librarian staff, library, resources, what they have. Then only they can utilize to a maximum extent of these resources. Right, my dear friends? So importance of literature. Friends, in the belief we had taught what are the literature and how we can use. Basically, literature can be divided. See, literature is that whatever you are reading, and if it is useful for your research, if you're quoting somewhere, that is the literature. It may be from the newspaper, it may be from the books, it may be from the periodicals, it may be from the magazines, even it may be from the web, even it may be from one of the lectures also. So that is literature, but you should know how to quote that. That is the important. So in belief, what we had taught, we had three types of research literature with us, sources, literature sources. What are they? A primary, a secondary, and a tertiary. So basically, primary, the resources that present original research in its original form, has not been interpreted or considered or otherwise repackaged by other writers, are considered primary sources. They present new thinking, discoveries, results, and unite them with the existing knowledge base. For example, conference papers, monographic series, technical reports, theses, dissertations, journals, articles, and patents. If now I want to move to the secondary resources, about primary literature are considered secondary resources. They generalize, analyze, add values to the original information, or which they simplify the process of finding or evaluating the primary literature. When someone write about the primary literature, then it become a secondary. For example, review articles, indexing, then bibliography. This can be termed as a secondary resources. Tertiary resources are compile or digest information from primary or secondary. They provide a broad overview of a topic or data already proven, facts and definition about presented in a convenient form. They provide no new information. It will be example of tertiary, a textbook, encyclopedia, fact book, guides, handbook. So these three resources play very vital role in the library, and for the development of students, these three resources play a very vital role. The another thing, open access. Literature can be open access or closed access. If you get directly access, to that content, that is called open access. If you get there is any paywall, then it will be a closed access. Friends, earlier when there is a library, there may be open access or closed access. Many of the library have the closed access for the reference book. It means you can't directly go. Students can't directly go to the rack and take the book. They need to check with the librarian. They need to check with the library staff what type of books available on the reference section. Can I take it for the reading in the library only? That is called closed access. But open access, I can directly go to the stack, pick up my book, go to the counter, issue it, and take it back to home for my research purpose. So this is the exact difference. If you ask me the closed and open access, the same way, if any material, if any content is available on the www without any restriction, that is called open access. But if it is asked for login, if it is asked for paywall, then it is called as a closed access. So this is the exact difference between the open and closed access, which I had mentioned here. Closed access, but in academic, it means a journal that is available by subscription rather than being open access. Many of the journal which your library subscribe, they are on the close, because we have to pay the subscription cost. Then only they will give you the access. Otherwise, it will not allow you to access that specific information, that specific contents, which is really important. Science in the modern era. before the great subscription crash of 2017, science believed the more in case the study, the greater the impact. There is a lot of general impact factors talking about. So friends, it is not if that journal is in the closed access only it have the great impact. Believe me, there are not only couple, there are n number of journals available in the open access. They had a very great impact. So please, students, this is one of the vertical which is available in the library where you can explore all such resources and get maximum output from them. So what is open access? It is available online. It is availability 24/7, and you have the right to reuse it. It is available online 24/7. It is available. It is there is no restriction about the reuse rights. So that is called open access. For example, if I get some article on the open access, I can reuse it for my research paper without any problem. I only have to code that article in a specific format. Through the medium of art, we encourage people to think about what open access means to them. What does a world with free access to information look like? Earlier, it was difficult to library sustain because due to the subscription cost, due to the book cost, due to the print material cost. But now, due to this vertical open access and open education resources, our library can be very well rich resources in terms of collection. So friends, I'm talking with the librarians, take the advantage of open access, take the advantage of open education resources and build your collection according to your interest. So there is a joke between the open access and the closed access. You can just read out that door and they make those papers so expensive, almost nobody can even read them. Yes, because of that cost, many of the times it happens, we can't reach to the original access to the paid subscription due to that cost. So that's why I requesting you, think about the open access, think about the open education resources. Definitely it will be benefit to you. What is open access? Open access is about making research more easily accessible to everyone globally by removing any barrier. There are three important points which can be characterized as open access. That is free at point of use, available online, and anyone can use these resources without any copyright or restriction. So such type of resources are very useful. In short, OA is a kind of access, not a kind of business model, license or content. OA is the practice of providing online access to scientific information that is free of charge to the reader and free of most copyright and licensing restriction. So in short, it is a kind of access. There is no business model, there is no license, there is no content. Again, it is available at free of cost. Yes, and all the material which is available in open access, you can use without any copyright and licensing restriction. So in short, open access is easy for you to use in your research. OA definition, yes, it can be defined as a literature in digital, online, free of charge and free of most copyright and licensing restriction. So this is the way it can be defined. OA, a literature which is digitally available, online available, which is available at free of cost and which is available free of most copyright and licensing restriction. Then only it can be defined as a OA. So how did open access concept born? Yes, changes over the past few decades. Definitely, it is not a 1 year or 2 year efforts. It was a decade ago. The changes had been placed. The internet itself, it's become possibility, in particularly the possibility of electronic publication. And at the same time, both of this development is recognized by some academic and librarian that significant problems with the current model of scholarly publication were starting to emerge. So when the cost of paid subscription becoming very huge, then a certain specific community from the academic and the librarian community, they think of that whether we can go in some alternative way. And at that time, open access is born. And now it is become a, one of the important resources in the library collection development. Why open access we need it? And definitely there is a reason. That's why we need it. So why? There is two types of reason. One is want and another is needs. So research is traditionally disseminated via journal article and conference papers. That's why we need earlier now, but now you can also disseminate your research through the open access platform. Scholarly research is not freely accessible under the traditional model of subscription. Earlier, now it is available under the open access, but earlier it was not available at free of cost. Access is based on the ability to pay. If I'm not in a condition to pay, I can't access that literature. So that is why access is inequitability. And widely, research is not being disseminated. Earlier, due to restriction of this, research is not widely disseminated. So that's why we need open access. That's why we need open access. So open access and you, why it is needed by the student, why it is needed by the library, why it is needed by the librarians. Increase the visibility and discovery of the research outputs. That's why it is needed. Support the global mission of service by disseminating research results to the global academic community. Readily demonstrate the high level of research conducted at the university to international rating agency and all colleagues. So that's why open access is not only restricted to the institutes, it's directly involved with you. If your research is published in the open access, it will have a wide visibility. Yes, and you will also become a global mission of service by disseminating research results to the global academic community. That's why it is directly connected with you, not with the institute, not with the librarian. It is connected with the researcher. Open access overview in short: literature in digital, online, free of charge, and free of most copyright and restriction, licensing restriction. Covered by copyright law, but open access terms apply to allow sharing and reuse. All major OA initiatives for scientific and scholarly literature insist importance of free review. So this is the overview of the open access. It is available digital online, which is already mentioned you, free of charge, yes, and free of most copyright, agree. Definitely, it is covered by the copyright law, but there is a provision of sharing and reuse. And there are a couple of initiatives taken by the open access. That's why it has become a very booming now. If you ask me what are the different dimensions of the open access, there are 4 important dimensions: online, open, permanent, and free. If this 4 dimension is available in any of the content, then that content can be defined as an open access, contents or materials. So foundation is based on open access. Foundation is based on freedom, flexibility, and fairness. Freedom means what? As in free of cost and free speech. Flexibility, choice of licensing mechanism, and fairness to authors, funding bodies, and society. So it is up to you as an author how you can publish. There are different terms and conditions available in open access. So it's upon you how you can go and publish your research. OA is compatible with what? Yes, definitely it is compatible with copyright, pre-review, revenue. Yes, in some cases even you get the profit, print, preservation, prestige, quality, career advancement, indexing, and other features. So it is not only free of cost. In some cases you can also fetch for the revenue. Yes, there is no issue in terms of copyright, but there is a licensing terms. Pre-reviewed, yeah, even pre-reviewed journals can publish into the open access. Again, one of the important why we want open access, because of the preservation. Yes, prestige. If you publish some article in the open access, it means your author index can be improved. Then quality, and definitely quality is there. So whenever you talk about the open access, these 4 things should be available. It should be consistent, it should be friendly, it should be similar, and it should be fitting in all scenarios. Open access is not what? Open source. It's not considered as open access. Open content is not considered as open access. Open data is not considered as open access. Free access is not considered as open access. That is totally different. If you talk, and it will take longer time if I want to explain one by one all this. So impact of open access: get your work noticed, as I already told you. Use and cited, yes. Make your work available while ideas are fresh and new. Share your work with colleagues and students. Publish other scholar books. Index in Google Scholar and other internet search tools. Even, yes, open access is also available on the Google Scholar and other internet search tools. You can share your ideas with the colleagues and students. It can be shared. Yeah. So that's why these impacts are major and which can be used for you. So open access, why? For the librarians, increasing the cost of journals. Yes. Library budgets are constraints. Yes. Big deals. Yes. And selective purchasing and ability to offer access. Everything I can't purchase. So that's why open access play a very important role for the librarian also. So my kind request to all my fellow librarians, please think about the open access policy. Please think about the open access collection development. You will find your collection will be full of resources and that can be used by your users. So it is not only benefited to the library, it is benefit to the authors, readers, students, library, university, funding agencies, governments, and citizenships. So it is not only restricted to the students or library, it is benefited to one and all those who are associated in this academic stakeholder. So strategies to achieve open access OA initiative. There are a couple of initiatives which was taken by the open access community, and due to this, now it is become very popular. The first one is Budapest Open Access Initiative. It was introduced in 2002. It is specifically for the self-archiving open access journals. So that's why open access came in limelight and they become popular due to Budapest Open Access Initiative, which was accepted in 2002. And their main purpose for self-archiving and the open access journals. The second B, that is Berlin Declaration of Open Access. This is specifically for the knowledge in the domain of science and humanity. And due to this initiative, all the material, all the content which is available in science and humanity become very popular in the open access domain, and users are using that. The third one, which is really important, and another, the last one of the B's, that is Batista Statement of Open Access in 2003. And why it is important? Free, unrestricted worldwide access. It is also promote OA repository, and it is also promote libraries to transition of OA publication, educating users, highlighting OA journals in the catalog. So that's why, due to all these efforts of B's, open access become more popular, and they're using very well in the academic, not only in the academic, in the research community also. OA resources, open access resources are those that can be accessed by anyone at any time without restriction. So what are they? Directory of Open Access Journal, DOB, Directory of Open Access Books, Global Open Access Portal, Global Open Access Stories, Open Access Weeks, Directory of Open Access Repository, DOOR, History of Open Access Repository, mandatory. So this is the way all the open access resources can be found and can make it available to the user to use it. UNESCO is not left behind. Yes, UNESCO is also in the range, in the race. They are also providing access to the open access resources. So they had a mandate is to maintain, increase, and diffuse knowledge by encouraging cooperation among the nation in all branches of intellectual activity. So what UNESCO had done since undertook a comprehensive scan of the world of open access, undertook a mapping exercise and launch, and a global GOP, that is Global Open Access Portal, they had created. And this is the portal which is available for you. The users or students or a librarian just need to go to this portal, find their stream, make the list of all the resources available open access on that stream, and give access to your user. Access is free, at free of cost. You can use, you can reuse, you can copy it, you can save, anything you can done with these resources. DOJ, another important resource which is available in the Directory of Open Access Journal, which is supported by libraries, library, consortia, and research organizations. This ensures DOJ stays in the public domain. DOJ was founded at a major research university. There are librarians on its advisory board. I'm very proud to say this. Yes, on the board of that, librarians are there. Yeah, and it partners closely with librarians to ensure data quality and relevance. So what is the exact coverage of this DOJ? 11,700. The data may be old. You can check with the internet what is the exact currently data. Covering overall 300 subjects, 127 countries are covered, and 74 languages are covered. So this is the specialty of the DOJ, Directory of Open Access Journal. What I had did in my law firm, I just went to the DOJ and listed out all the resources which is specifically used for the lawyers and had given access to them. So it may be spoon feeding, but now they are using for their writing the articles, and I'm getting very much benefited of this. So this is the portal of the DOJ, where you have to go to your L, because we are dealing about the legal studies. So we just go to the L. In that you will find all the law and legal resources available. Just make a list and provide that link to your user. They will use it according to their preference. So what is covered in terms of, if you ask me about in terms of journal coverage in the DOJ, I will not talk about all other things, but just take a look at legal and political science, law and political science. They had covered 161. And if I'm not wrong, it is the highest in the 5 top 5 domain. Yes, maybe others are in the range, but legal, law, and political science, they are in the 5 top domains. So they had covered 161 journals. Maybe there may be a slight increase. This data is old, because last time when I was presenting this presentation, at that time I had checked. That time it was 161. It may be an increase, maybe a 5 or 10 more it is added. So 161 resources, which is available free of cost. Friends, believe me, and it is not only national level, it is at the international level. How much good your collection development is there. So think on that. Another important resource which is available from the OAR. What is that? That is specifically Open Door. Yes, that is Directory of Open Access Repository. Here, your role is just go to the Open Door, find out what are the repository which is available on the legal and law, and that repository give access to your students. They will use it without any restrictions. Friends, believe me, your collection is going by increasing day by day. Open Access Journal, Open Access Repository, and specifically in the law. And I'm very proud I was associated with the Bedekar College. Bedekar College, who is the first in India who had registered their repository on the OA door. Now there are many repositories available on the Open Door from the India, but Bedekar College was the first who had reposited. Till now, there are near about 2,200 listings are available. So what they do, that is basically a directory, that is a registry. It is a bridge between the repository administrator and the service provider. It is available with the resource, material, tools, links used to repository administration, and for the discussion contact between repository. For example, your college, Solanki Sir College, had a repository. They can also go to register with the door, and it is a really big achievement. You have to do such type of work. Then only your own institute CSR activity can also, highlight it. We are providing such type of services. We are registering our repository with the door, and this is one of the CSR activity of the library for the institute. So such type of, point can be made, and you can present in front of the management. Another resource which is available in the open access, that is a directory of open access books. Yes, it's a growing database of academic, independently pre-reviewed books with an open access license. For an example, Creative Commons license. It is a discovery service for open access books. Again, just go to the DOAB, search law and legal resources, highlight it and give access to your user. Again, your collection is going to be increased. It is a link back to open access publication, link to the websites and vendors. So this is the way you are getting all resources at single places. So India is also not far behind in terms of providing open access resources. India had created our own Open JGate. And again, the role of the library team comes in the phase. They need to highlight what are the resources available on the JGate, Open JGate, on legal and law domain, and they have to give access to the users. So what is Open JGate? It was started by the Informatics India Limited, database for OA journals in India specifically, tools and e-journal gateways. How much articles? More than 16,000 English language journals, and out of which 10,000 are in scholarly domain. As on today, 4230 OA journals covering both scholarly and popular journals from 2001 onwards. So it is a huge database. Many times you didn't find a single document, but if you involve all your resources, paid plus OA, you will find at least one resource which can be useful for your users. So open access search engine, yes. For example, if you ask me any search engine, your students may be quoted Google, your students may be quoted Yahoo, which is direct, which is not a open access search engine. But there are specific open access search engine which can be used to search open access material. What are they? Google Scholar, yes. Then Basefield Academic, these are all the open access journal, yes. Then WorldCat, Site Search, yes. Then OJSC, again June is there. So these are all the important open access search engines are available to you. You need to go and search. And friends, believe me, it is very user friendly. You can go and check it. Alex catalog of electronic text. These are all from the outside, abroad. Amido Challenge, Authornama, eBooks Adelaide, Open, Intake Open Books, Project Gunter Book, Read Print, Rare Book. So these are all available on the open access search engine, and you just need to go Again, I would request to the library team to find out first resource and highlighted it, and then give access to the user. I know because their academic schedule is very busy, but if you are providing such list to them, definitely they will come again to you, provide some more. And at that time, you can ask them, just go to this search engine and search on your own. So again, you are learning something, you are discussing something, and they can learn from you. So this is the way we can make a bridge between the users and the librarian, how we can connect it in a teaching mode. Not only restricted to the search engine, we had also open access encyclopedias. Or what are they? Wikipedia is there, Data is there, open access encyclopedia is there, Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy is there, Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy is there, encyclopedia.com is there, then Encyclopedia of Earth. So all these are the encyclopedia which is published in the open access. Friends, there is lot is available, but we have to only access whatever you want. So that's why Dr. Ranganathan, he had mentioned very cleverly in the 5 laws, library is a growing organism. Definitely, when you combine all your paid subscription and the open access resources, it will be a growing organism. You can't stop anything. Your role can't be stopped anything. You will become more useful. You will become more resourceful. This is what the pattern, if anyone from the law background who want to pattern search, because many from the law graduate, they can also go for the IP practice. So this is useful for them when they are going for the IP practice. So you can go for the open access pattern search. It is easily available to anyone. You have to just go to the link and search it, whether a specific patent is published or not. There are a couple of publishers which is specifically working for the open access. And what are they? Who are they? Bentham Open Access, Biomed Central, Hinway, Indian Academy of Science, Liberty Academia, then Public Library of Science, Scholarly E, Exchange, Molecular Diversity Preservation. All these are the open access publishers. They publish the contents on the open access only, and they played a very vital role in bringing content and the library together, in bringing content and the users together. So my salute to them, because they are doing a very wonderful job. OA and copyright, I had already told you in the initial stage of this presentation, it is not restricted. So the short answer is that copyright law gives the copyright holder the right to make use, access, open, restrict, and the BOI seeks to put copyright in the hands of author. So in OA, open access, author will allow you to use the research. There is no copyright issue. Definitely, there is a law. You have to quote the author, you have to quote the journal. Otherwise, you will be in the problem of plagiarism. If you're quoting, there is no harm in terms of using OA resources. OA, India, I have already told you about the OpenJGate, but India is also promoting. They are also coming up with the open access policy that promote research being shared in online repository. Researchers will also recommended that there should be open access policy that promote research being shared online repository. India is not proposing the same open access terms for the article, that is research published. Instead, the research advising government want to author archive their accepted manuscript in public domain repository. This may be called as a green open access. There are different options available in OA. So India is favoring a green open access and a gold open access, which can be useful for us, for our users. Another important vertical which I want to highlight here, what are they? That is the open education resources. Of course, in medical and engineering and the law domain, friends, just 2 days before I had purchased a book, which is specifically on the patent and which is costing us near about 15,50,000. See the cost of that book, commentary of the book. So in this scenario, open education resources play a very vital role. So open education resources are freely available, online material that anyone can use for learning and teaching. Best example is MOOC, Massive Online Open Access course, lectures, teaching material, assignments are various other resources. OER is available in many different formats, compatible with online usage, obviously text, image, audio, and video. So again, one more resource can be added to your collection. One is the paid one, another one is open access, and the third one is what? OER, open education resource. So what are the 5 R of the OER? When you talk about the open OER, you have to remember about 5 R. What are they? Remix, you can remix it, you can reuse, you can revise it, and you can retain it, and you can redistribute it. These 5R are the pillar of the OER, that is retain, reuse, revise, remix, and redistribute. So definitely there is a difference between the OA and the OER. OA is free, permanent, full text online access to scientific and scholarly publication. That is OA. And OER includes any educational content that is shared under open license and therefore can be reused, repurposed. Specifically, textbooks are the material available on the OER, because in science, technology, in computers, in law, textbooks are too costly. Believe me, friends, Western country are already adopted OER very much. Now this is the high time for India to adopt OER also. There may be a concern worldwide, yes, many online open access journals have gone down. Yes, there was a concern, but still, not couple, there are a lot of things available still alive. So you can depend on that. This is also one side, a negative part of the open access. There are a couple of databases which journals they had closed due to some problem, but still there are sufficient resources available on the open access. The success stories, yes, Argentina economist from the Argentina who teaches and research at the public university. Open access for us is the difference between access and no access at all. Open access democratizes access to academic research around the world. It means if you have access, that is open access. If you don't access, it can be called as a closed access. So friends, believe me, you explore, include in your collection open access, open education research. Definitely it will build your collection very much better. What I had talked about till now, it is open education resource and open access. But is there any other resources which can be useful for the law students or lawyers? Yes, definitely. According to me, with experience of 18 years more in the law background, what are the resources which can be useful for the lawyers or for the law students? Statutory resources, newspapers, free vertical resources, and other resources from the Google. What are they? I will just highlight in a very easy way. The statutory resources, if your students are going for a corporate practice, SEBI, RBI, MCA, DIPP, and circular notification and statutes. All these resources are very useful, and these resources can be termed as a free resources, not OA resources. It is a free from the government, and students should use such resources. In SEBI, if you ask me, I will ask you about just go and use SEBI informal guidance. Yes, this is one sort of intellectual content which is provided by the SEBI. Here you will get a practical experience of cases which is filed in the SEBI. If you're thinking about the chartered secretary, if you're thinking about the counsel at one of the good companies, you should read all this informal guidance which is available on the SEBI website at free of cost. Of course, definitely the circular notification and master circular of the RBI. If a person is thinking about making a career in banking as a legal counsel or in the financial institution, they should concentrate on the circular notification and master circular, which is issued by the RBI. Again, it is free of cost, available on the RBI website. There is no charges, there is no restriction, there is no any paywall. We directly go and use it. So if you are very much serious about law as a career, please use such resources. Your ahead step will be very easy for you. The statutory resources from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, again for the corporate and capital practice, all the circular notification press notes are very useful. You have to check what is available, what is published so now, and you can make note of it. Such and such circular are published from the MCA, RBI, SEBI. So it will be easy for you to answer in the exam in a very practical way. Friends, believe me, papers are checked on what you have a practical experience and write them with a practical approach. The press notes from the DIPPS, all these FDI are updated, foreign direct investments are updated through the press notes. So please, it is again an important factor because a lot of foreign direct investments are coming in India. You should know what are the latest FDI policy, and it can be updated to you through DIPP press notes. Other ministry website, definitely I don't want to highlight, but I have just highlighted in a single slide. Ministry of Education, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Informatics and Broadcasting, Ministry of Steel. There are a lot of available. You have to check. In our firm, we daily, the 15 people, we daily check near about 25 statutory websites to get the updates and to provide these updates to our users. Print, yes, newspaper is very important resource for the lawyers. Definitely, we are in the digital economy, but still I believe newspaper are very much important. So newspaper may be in the form of print, e-paper or online. So these are the print. Friends, in our firm, we subscribe 18 different newspaper in a print version. We subscribe 18 different newspaper in a print version. And from that only, we get all the updates and we are updating to our lawyers. So for the law students, print newspaper is very much important. The another format of the print newspaper, that is the e-paper. Yes, there are a couple of e-papers which is free. There are a couple of newspaper which are registration based. There is no need to pay any cost, but it is a required registration. And there are a couple of newspaper which is subscription based. For example, Hindu, FT, they are the subscription based. In that format may be JPG, PDF or text format. Even in special user, the papers can be heard. Yes, if my users are blind, they can just click on the speaker icon. That news will read out by the computer and they can read out that news with a very easy way. So this is the benefit of the e-paper. Online newspaper, the third vertical of the paper. Yes, anything which is very latest. For example, if I'm a Times of India press reporter and I got a news at 3 o'clock in the morning, but my print publication has stopped. They went for a publication, they went for a circulation. Where should I publish that news? So at 3 o'clock, I'll publish that news on the Times of India website. And the next day it will come in the newspaper. So these are really important resources which can be used by the law students. I had already told you about the Chartered Secretary. They are coming up on a monthly issue of Chartered Secretary Journal, which is free of cost, but the knowledge they are showing, it is ultimate. You should use. So students, my request to you, please use such resources to upgrade your knowledge in terms of legal. Another resource which is available in the law and which can be treated as one of the important resources, that is chartered accountant. If a student is planning to go for a direct taxation profile, then such type of newsletters, such type of magazines, such type of journals are really useful for you to upgrade your knowledge in terms of direct taxation, in terms of indirect taxation, in terms of international taxation. RBI is also coming up RBI bulletin on a monthly basis. You just need to go to the RBI website, find it, download it, read out as per your convenient time. You will get all the updated knowledge about the RBI statutory provision, what they had made provisions. SEBI, again, another important tools for the corporate lawyers, corporate practice lawyers, how they can get such type of updates with the help of SEBI. In SEBI bulletin, you will get all the updates which they had published in a month. So it will be an easy document for you to get updated in a single document what SEBI so far for that month had published. Friends, believe me, what is the package for a lawyer in the corporate law firm? Just for your information, it is 24 lakh per annum. If a law student getting in the corporate practice in a corporate law firm, what is the package? 24 lakh per annum. It means monthly 2 lakh. But work is also like that. So you have to be upgrade yourself. You have to be very much, updated with all these things. PRS, yes, and that is there are monthly policy review from the PRS. What is new statutes? What are the new acts? What are the new amendments? What are the new statutes have been deleted? All these are updates available from the PRS legislative monthly policy review. You just need to go download it, just go through it. You'll get the whole month's idea. So within a fraction of a second, you can download, and within 1 or 2 hours, you can just go through that documents and you'll get all the updates in a single document. There are much more, but I will restrict to there only. I need to talk how a Google can be helpful to the law students. I am very much big fan of Google. You can call it me. I'm a big, Google can be a girlfriend to me because it provides, it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot. How Google is useful for the law students. Advanced research. Yes, many of us, many times we go to the Google, we nothing find because we don't go for the Google advanced research. There is a specific page on the Google. You can restrict, you can narrow down your research and you can get what you want from the Google. Yes, you can play with the and or not. That is Boolean logic operator. You can ask them I want only PPT, it will give you. You can ask them, I want only from the .go.in. You can ask them, I want only from the edu.in. So this is the Google strategy, search strategy page where you can narrow down your research and you will get what you want exactly. Many times, whenever I go, and if I didn't find it from the Google, I go to the Google Advanced Search and find it very easily. From last 20 years, I'm using Google and I'm very much satisfied with the Google News. If you're not very well versed with the print newspaper, just go to the Google News. You will get all the news which is published according to your keywords in the legal domain. For example, I want something on the SEBI. Just go to the Google and type the SEBI. It will publish all that news throughout the day, what it's published on a SEBI. So it is very easy to fetching the news on a specific topic in the legal domain. Yes, if you're searching something, so other than Google, is there any other applications available? Yes, my dear friend, in my mobile, at least 2 or 3 applications available which give me updates on the news. What are they? I am very much big fan of Daily Hunt. So see, Daily Hunt, TikTok, ShareChat, UC News. But I had a Daily Hunt with me and UC News. So on a daily basis, I get updates on my specific keywords, what is published in the news domain. So it is very easy for me to fetch. Many times my partners ask me, Are Prahlad, how you fetch all this news? We didn't got up from our bed and you are forwarded the mails to us. So this is all with the help of application. This is all with the help of Google. This is all with the help of all these resources which I'm using for my upgrading. Friends, there is an application from the Google that is Google Reverse Image. As a lawyer, sometimes it will come to you whether this image is real or fake. So in that case, you can point it out this application. You can use this application where you can check whether an image, एक किसी का फोटो आपके पास आया, whether you can go and check कि वो real है क्या fake है. किसी ने आपको फोटो भेजा है, आप check कर सकते हैं whether it is real or fake or not. So this application is very useful. Google Reverse Image Search. वो पब्लिश हुआ है, कोई आपके इमेज के साथ छेड़छाड़ करते हैं, वो पब्लिश हुआ है कि नहीं, you can check it with the help of this application. That is called Google Reverse Image Search. Just like if you check the fact about the image, even you can check the fact about the news which is published. So with the help of what? With the help of fact news. Yes. One of the important application which is provided by the government of India, that is called PIB Fact Check. You just go to the PIB Fact Check. There is an email ID. You write a mail, this and this news is published in such and such paper. Please, can you confirm whether that news is right or wrong? You will get within 2 or 3 working hours, you will get the reply whether that is right or wrong. So this is the way a librarian or lawyer or law student can verify image or news, right? Google Books, of course, a law students can use many books which is available on the Google and which is useful for them study purpose. You can just go, most of them books are easily available to download. But if that book is on the copyright, they will give the chapter review and they will also highlight you where it is can be available, in which library it is available. And if it is nearby, you can issue the books from the Google Books also. So this is the way Google Books is helping you. Friends, there are unlimited resources. Only we need to use them. क्या होता है हमारे किचन के अंदर बहुत कुछ पड़ा होता है, हमको पता नहीं होता. Again, we go to the grocery shop, we fill up the ration form and we get all the things back. First, check what you have with you, then only order it. Otherwise, ऐसा होगा वो रद्दी बन जाएगा और आप नया लेके आते रहेंगे. It should not be like that. And again, one more thing, give time to that resource which is really important. If you don't give exact right time to your resource, then it can become obsolete. You have to give the right time. You have to select the right resource. And if resource is coming to you, don't neglect, don't reject. Otherwise, it may be a wrong time for you. So this is my kind request. Evaluate the resource. Use it because that resource is rich to you. Don't waste it. The last options for you from the Google, that is the Google Scholar. Yes, you will get all the article published which is in the journal, scholarly journal, and which can be easily available to you to download. So if you ask me to conclude on this topic, all the libraries should tap up the potential of all the open sources of journal to optimum extent. It is the role of the librarian where they can play. But at the end of the day, a user is the important. Your target user is the important. My target user is the important. My end user is the important. If they use it, then only that resource will get value. If they don't use it, then that resource is, and there is no value for that resource. So ask them, provide them a list of the resources which can be used by them. Give the options to them. They will use it, they will evaluate it, and they will let you know what is useful and what is not useful. So on this note, I would request all the librarians, library peoples, all the law students, use whatever you have to maximum extent and get the use of it. Thank you so much. My thanks to Dr. A.M. Savadi, official principal of this MS Sorti Law College, Avinash Salunke sir, for this great opportunity, and all the participants for this patient hearing. If there is any questions, I'm happy to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I request to all the participants, if you have any queries or any question, you can drop your question on chat box. The resource persons is available with us. Do you have any question, any query regarding the open educational resources and any other? Okay, most of the students, sir, participated in different law colleges in affiliated to Shivaji University, Kolhapur. I request to librarian also, Douglas sir, Anup Mughal sir, if you have any query, you can ask. And also my friend Mr. Vishwas Hase sir. I think there is no any question. So once again, thank you so much, Honorable Prahlad Jadhav sir, for your valuable guidance and innovative presentation on legal studies and open legal educational resources. Actually, this is an important of this era, that is open access, because most of the students, faculties and researchers wants the library in his pocket, in his mobile. So last 2.5 years, most of the researchers and faculties and students are using open access resources for their teaching and learning process. So this is one of the important topic nowadays, that is legal, open legal educational resources. And I hope most of the participants and all participants are happy with your presentation, and they are using the open educational resources in their future endeavors. Thank you so much once again. Now I request to Ms. Indrayani Bhosle, Student Representative, Library Committee, for the vote of thanks.
Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, sir. And with this, we come to an end of today's webinar on legal studies, open legal educational resources. I would like to express my gratitude to our today's esteemed resource person, Mr. Prahlad Jadhav, Associate Director, Library, Khetana & Co, Mumbai. Sir, the session was truly informative, and I'm sure our audience could definitely benefit from this webinar. I extend my gratitude to our principal, Dr. A.M. Savadi sir, and also our librarian, Mr. A.B. Salunke sir, for organizing this informative webinar. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our dear audience for your patience listening and eager to learn attitude. The participants will get the participation certificate after the submission of feedback form. The feedback form will be provided at the end of the webinar. Thank you, everyone, and a good day to you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again, Prahlad Jadhav sir. मी पुन्हा एकदा सगळ्या पार्टिसिपंटना रिक्वेस्ट करतो की वेबिनारचा जो व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुप आहे त्याच्यावरती फीडबॅकचा फॉर्म आता सेंड केला जाईल. तो फीडबॅक फॉर्म भरल्यानंतर तुमचं जे पार्टिसिपेशन सर्टिफिकेट आहे ते तुमच्या ईमेल आयडी ला येऊन जाईल. ओके, थँक्यू वन्स अगेन Prahlad Jadhav sir. Once again, thank you all of you.